All right, I'm going to kind of do a quick in-depth look at Steem for anyone that would like my opinion on the coin and where it's at. And honestly, it is a highly undervalued coin right now in the market and is getting overlooked by almost everyone because they don't understand it. And what I'm going to do is shine some light on it and basically let you know why it's such an undervalued coin, and also give you some information about it if you're new to Steem and you're curious about whether or not you should invest in it. So unfortunately, right now, there's a lot of people jumping into this market who don't have any clue about the underlying value of what it is they're buying. They just are experiencing fear of missing out and are jumping on to whatever coin's moving at the moment. There are a ton of coins right now that are extremely overvalued and are only as high as they are right now because of the stupid money moving into them. So there is money to be made in that volatility, but if you're trading in and out of coins that don't have underlying value, they can actually drop so quick that you'll end up losing a lot of money too. So I always take the approach of understanding what it is I'm investing in any market, and crypto is no different, and then buying and trading the value in coins that I want to hold long term anyway. So what I see a lot of today is if anyone or people do any kind of research, all they're looking at really are two things when they're evaluating coins. What's the total circulating amount of coins? So like Bitcoin, for example, it caps out at 21 million. There can never be more than 21 million coins. It's finite, it's scarce. So that's one of the things most people consider. And then what's the market cap of the coin? Do we have a lot of people already invested in it? Because you don't want to get into a coin with a low market cap, because then you could be sitting there waiting for it instead of making money in the trading realm for the higher cap coins. And then the other big thing and factor that's playing in for a lot of people is, does it pay me to hold this coin? So there's proof of stake coins. There's coins that you can have a master node, and these types of coins basically will pay you to be a token holder. So as you hold and accumulate the coin, you also get paid out anywhere from, usually 1% to 7%. So those are the two biggest factors that most people are looking at. Three, actually. So what's the coin market cap? How many total coins are there going to be, and is it going to pay me to hold it? So really, that's all that most people are looking at when they're getting into coins. And it's unfortunate because there is a lot underneath that you have got to pay attention to. So what I'm going to do right here is kind of go over that and what that looks like for Steem. So you can see the top two that I listed. What I go into after I look at those two things is the value proposition of the token, the team behind the token, the project maturity, the community around the token, the utility of it, the usability of it, scalability and transaction throughput, and then consensus protocol, any special features, and what the roadmap looks like. So for any token I've invested in, I know the answer to every single one of those questions, and that's why the few coins that I do hold, I am a strong believer in, and it keeps me from selling when the market goes down. I actually add to my positions, which is great, because whether it's going up or down, I get excited because I know the long-term value of what it is and believe in the long-term value of what it is I'm investing in, and also I love seeing it go up, obviously, but up or down doesn't matter, because for me, I'm looking at the long term. I'm looking basically the 3 to 7 year range is where I'm looking to make my trades. So let's take a look at Steem as we get going here. So Steem currently sits at number 32 on CoinMarketCap. So it's currently got a $1.5 billion market cap and a $6.18 token price. And there's currently 246 billion Steem in circulation. Sorry, million, not billion. So 246 million Steem in circulation that's been created. So basically, a lot of people will look at that and go, wow, that's a lot of Steem compared to some other coins. But it really, honestly, isn't that much. I mean, we can see Dogecoin right here, which is pretty much a joke coin, sitting at 112 billion. And then other coins as we go on up don't have a ton more in circulation as Steem. Like Ethereum, for instance, is almost at 100 million. So really, the circulating supply of Steem is not a huge amount, and it gets even lower when you start looking at how Steem works, which we'll get to here in a minute. So once again, zooming in on the coin itself, currently, coin market cap, the circulating supply of Steem is not really accurate, and this is where we hit our first point of confusion. Most people will come and look at Steem and see the high number of circulating supply, but don't realize that Steem is actually locked up. So the Steem blockchain has a mechanism of basically gamifying social media, and in order to play that game, you have to lock up your Steem to get influence on the platform. So even though there are 246 million Steem in supply, a huge chunk of those Steem are actually powered up, is what it's called. And when you're powering up your Steem, it actually gets locked in the system, and you can't withdraw it unless you power it down. And that's a process that takes 13 weeks to do. So the circulating supply of Steem is far lower than what's shown on market cap, and most people have no clue about that. So what does that look like actually? So here we're at a website basically that is going to show us how much liquid Steem we actually have, and you can see the actual amount of liquid Steem is only 63 million, which is basically just triple of what Bitcoin is. So it has an actual liquid supply that's available on the market right now of only 63 million Steem. So where's all the rest of that Steem right now? It's held in the platform for all of those that are playing the Steem social media game, basically. And that equates to basically 199,000 Steem vested. So 199 million, sorry. So the huge supply of the vast majority of the Steem that's actually been created is powered up and locked into the platform at this point. And like I said, it takes 13 weeks to actually turn that powered up Steem into actual liquid Steem. So the number of actual liquid Steem on the market right now is far lower than what most people realize. So moving on to the next thing that we're looking at. Before we do, I just want to point out that 63 million liquid Steem is a lot lower than Ethereum, than Litecoin, than many of these other coins, Neo, EOS, basically most every coin. There's only a few coins, basically the Bitcoin forks are the only ones that have a lower number of liquid tokens. So if you're an investor and you're looking at how much is actually in circulation, Steem is actually a very good buy. So next up, we want our coins and tokens to be fast. So a lot of people that are new to blockchain, their first experiences with Bitcoin, and we are seeing why Bitcoin is failing as a currency, basically because you cannot transfer Bitcoin quickly at all. So basically, a Bitcoin block is mined every 10 minutes. So you have to wait at least 10 minutes before your transfer goes through. Litecoin, as you can see in this graph, is considerably faster. Ethereum is much faster as well than when compared to those other two. But then you look at Steem, and we're completing a transfer every 3 seconds. That's right, 3-second block times. So when you're comparing that to all the other currencies out there, Steem is smoking every other coin. So again, basically highly undervalued. Most people have no idea that there's a coin that is completing transfer times in 3 seconds. The other thing that you want to consider is how expensive is it to make that transfer. So obviously Bitcoin has huge transaction fees right now, and continues to. Litecoin has a little bit of transaction fee, not nearly as much as Bitcoin, and Ethereum even has transaction fees. How much are the Steem transaction fees? 0. Steem has 0 transaction fees. You do not have to pay to move it around. So again, Steem is crushing it compared to Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, any other coin. Almost every coin out there has a transaction fee, and Steem does not. And this is because of the way the blockchain was developed and the way that it operates. So again, most people have no clue that this coin is actually outperforming all the top major coins out there in its ability to transfer quickly and with no fees at all. So moving on, a lot of people will say, well, Steem doesn't have any kind of transactions. Like, a lot of people aren't using Steem, and they would be wrong again. Most people have no idea that Steem is actually the most used blockchain out there. So here at blocktivity.info, you can see which blockchains are getting the most use. And look at that, number one, Steem. In the last 24 hours, over almost 1.5 million transactions were executed on the blockchain. So for all of those that are wondering what's the most used blockchain technology in the world, that would be Steem. And most people have no clue about that. But there it is, sitting right on top of Ethereum. BitShare is actually coming in with third, and then way back down in fourth with only 239,000 is Bitcoin. And then, of course, down at the bottom, you can start to see other ones like Coin Ethereum. But you can quickly see that the utilization of Steem far outperforms any other blockchain out there. And the other important thing to note is that, look over here, you're seeing how taxed the network is with that transactions. Notice the needle on Steem, it's in the green, means it's fully functional even with that high number of transactions happening. Whereas Ethereum, pegged out, not working. Bitcoin, pegged out, not working. Steem continues to work, even delivering the most usage of any blockchain out there. So again, most people have no clue that this is happening. And when they do and realize I can actually transfer all my money with 0 transaction fee in 3 seconds, and there's already millions of transactions happening every day, and it still hasn't slowed down the network, that's an eye-opener. So the question is, when are people finally going to get this and wake up and see that Steem is more than just steemit.com, which is a website? Steem, the blockchain, which steemit.com is built on, is actually incredibly powerful right now and is blowing other coins out of the water. People have not woken up to this fact yet, and they still don't understand it because they're still at the very shallow level of doing their research and understanding what technology is out there and what's really performing. But as all these different apps are starting to want to use blockchain, it's going to become very real when these companies realize that they can't get the transactional throughput that they need on these other coins because they can't scale right now. Everyone that's investing in crypto is starting to realize that scalability is a huge roadblock. Steem does not have that problem right now. They are completely scalable and already executing at a very high throughput and still not reaching anywhere near their max capacity, as this chart is showing right here. So huge amount of room for them to grow. Moving on. So how many transactions per second can Steem blockchain actually handle? Well, you're seeing right here 10,000 per second. So Bitcoin's got 7, Ethereum 28, Litecoin 56, and they're not even in the same neighborhood as Steem, which just dwarfs all of them. Again, showing you the capacity of the blockchain most people have no clue about. So here we are from the actual Steem white paper, where we're going to move into allocation and supply. So the next big thing that people always want to know is like, well, how much of this coin is actually, does it have a max number that are ever going to be produced, like Bitcoin at 21 million? Or is it an inflationary coin like Ethereum where there's no set hard cap on the number of tokens? And if so, how many tokens are being produced every day? So the Steem blockchain, this is another misunderstood thing for most people. They don't realize that it does have an inflation rate on it right now. Starting basically with 250 million tokens, it's inflating at 9.5% every year. But every year it's also dropping 0.5%, the inflation rate is. So basically, once it gets all the way down, it's going to level off at 1% and have 1% inflation on the token. So what does that look like as far as if you map that out as far table-wise? So year 1, we're starting at 250 million tokens. And then, by year 5, we've grown to 349 million. So the inflation rate is providing the actual rewards on Steem, and those tokens are securing the blockchain, and they're also basically incentivizing content creation for anyone that's interacting with the blockchain. But again, all of these rewards and these Steem power the max supply never really represents the total liquid supply, because a lot of those rewards are powered up on the platform so that people can actually play the Steem game. And that's what a lot of people don't realize when they see this supply and inflation and demand. But even 20 years out, we're still looking at only 630 million tokens. And there are coins out there today that are over 1 billion, 2 billion tokens already. And it would take us 20 years to even get to 630 million. So the Steem inflation rate is actually not that bad. And when you take into account how Steem Power actually locks up a lot of that token supply, it's actually almost a non-factor. So just to put that into perspective a little bit, if we look at it currently today, there's 65,000 new Steem being created every single day. Well, guess what? There's 3.2 million worth of Bitcoin being mined every single day. There is 370 million worth of gold being mined every single day. And the good old European Union is printing 2 billion euros every single day. So the amount of inflation already occurring in most assets really puts the Steem inflation rate in perspective as being extremely low compared to a lot of what we already consider to be currency that's going on in the world. So the next thing that I'll move on to basically is a lot of people love that idea of making money while they hold their coins. So some of the good examples of this are Neo. You're making gas if you hold Neo. Ethereum wants to move to proof of stake, where you'll earn Ethereum by staking your coins. Pivx is a great example. There's a lot of them out there, and basically people are drawn to this idea of being able to make money while they hold their tokens, especially since that's all they can do with their tokens. They don't get to actually interact with a blockchain. They download a wallet, they store the tokens, that's it. There's no utility beside that for the most part at this point in the space. So what a lot of people will do, well, they'll look at Steem and they'll go, oh, well, I can't stake my tokens. And that's absolutely correct, you can't. But what they don't realize is that once you get into the Steemit platform, there are a ton of ways that you make more Steem by holding Steem. And that's the game of Steemit.com. So by having Steem Power, you can make rewards just by participating in the platform. By curating other content, you get a portion of the payout on that content. So every time you're on Steemit and you're seeing all those rewards, you're basically seeing the total rewards that were divided up, not just to the author, but also to all those that voted on the content. And that's how the game works in trying to get the best content up. So in that case, basically, not only can you make rewards curating, but also your Steem Power is valuable. And wherever there's value, there's going to be a market for that value. And as an example, Minnow Booster is one of the services on the Steem blockchain where there's now a market where people want to actually rent your Steem Power from you. And you can see the returns on here. You can make 40% net APR on your investment from people that want to actually borrow your Steem Power from you. So imagine that basically you can take your coin, loan it out to someone for a period of 4 weeks, and get paid additional coins. That rate is extremely higher, way higher than anything you're going to get on a proof of stake coin. So and you get all that back. That Steem Power never actually leaves your possession or ownership. It's securely locked to your account in the blockchain. You just are loaning it to someone and making that kind of returns. And there's lots of ways on this platform that you can put your Steem to work to actually earn you a nice return that trumps any other POS coin out there. So again, this is something most people have no clue about, but is extremely valuable. And there's a lot of people just making a killing on this platform because of the ignorance of a lot of people that are coming into the market, and the word hasn't gotten out yet. So let's go back into Steemit, and again, so the founders of Steemit, when they basically set out to build Steemit, were trying to solve an onboarding problem into cryptocurrency. So Dan Larimer built BitShares, which was the first decentralized exchange and still is operational. The problem that he ran into a few years ago when he built BitShares was that he built this amazing platform and then realized he couldn't get it off the ground because there wasn't enough people to create a liquid exchange with it. So he had a problem with adoption. So so he set out to tackle that problem by trying to find a way to make it easy for everybody to start participating in blockchain technology. And so when you look around, what are the platforms everyone participates in? Social media. So we had a huge market, and he thought, well, let's create a blockchain that basically caters to people and content creators. That'll encourage people to actually get on the blockchain, start using the blockchain, get their first experience with the blockchain, and not cost them anything to actually get started with it. They don't have to go to Coinbase and trade into Bitcoin in order to start having a cryptocurrency experience. They can log in, sign up for Steem It without any money on their part, start voting on different content, and immediately start earning a cryptocurrency called Steem. And here we are a couple years later almost, and the idea has taken off, and there are now thousands of people that have been exposed to blockchain, are using blockchain every single day, and the community has grown around it, and it's a pretty amazing community as well. So Steem really set out as a value proposition to reward content creators and good content, which in and of itself had a valuable impact in for Steem at the website. So because all of these people are writing and creating content that's good content, because the community is curating it, you end up getting highly ranked in the search engines. And everyone knows that the higher up you're ranked in search engines, the more valuable your website is. And that's exactly what's happening with Steem It. So here we are looking at kind of an overview of what Steem It looks like right now. There are currently over 600,000 accounts on the Steem blockchain. So there's an enormous user base of accounts that actually have been created on the Steem blockchain. The Steem It Alexa rank shows you where the website's ranked, and it's the number 1368th most popular website in the world. And it's incredible because just a month ago it was number 2,000. So you are seeing a tremendous amount of growth on this platform. And then, of course, down here we're seeing some other stats, again, pointing out the available supply versus the liquid supply. Only 63 million of liquid Steem available. So continuing on, this is the actual picture of Alexa and how Steem It is ranked globally. You can see that up 859 places in just the last month. It's ranked almost in the top 500 websites in the United States. And a lot of other countries, it's already broken the 200 threshold. Look at this, in South Korea, it's already the 179th most popular website in that country. UK, it's approaching the 500 mark. So the Steem It website itself and the blockchain is exponentially growing and becoming more and more viewed, and adoption is occurring at an exponential rate at this point. So another huge feature of this coin is the fact that it has built-in security that no other blockchain offers. So one of the cool features of the Steem It blockchain is that you have account recovery. So everyone knows any other coin, you lose your key, that's it, you're done. Not Steem It. Steem It, you can actually recover your account if you lose your private key somehow, and that is a huge plus for especially those that are just coming to blockchain and getting used to it. Steem It has a layer of security there. The other huge layer of security that Steem It has is the fact that Steem Power, that illiquid part of Steem, is basically locked up, and if someone were to compromise your account, they can't just transfer all your funds out of it. They would have to power it all down and then start moving the funds, which takes 13 weeks to do. And in that time, you can recover your account and get access back to your wallet without losing every single thing that you had in it. So huge security features on the Steem blockchain that help new user adoption and get users used to the idea of blockchain and how it works. So another huge feature of Steem that most people have no clue about. So now getting into some of the other really big features that, again, most people are clueless about when it comes to Steem. Steem, the blockchain, is completely different from Steemit.com. Steemit.com is a Reddit-like website built on top of the Steem blockchain that rewards users for posting content. But guess what? It's not the only one. There are a ton of apps that realized what they could do with the Steem blockchain, and they're now being built on top of it. DTube is one example. It's a YouTube alternative, but guess what? You get paid immediately for your content, and you don't have to wait for advertising. Everyone knows YouTube is demonetizing a ton of content right now. So what do you think is going to happen when all these YouTubers realize that they can go to another platform and actually get paid out immediately? And you can see here, we're not talking small bucks here, $777, $439. This is immediately paid out in the Steem currency. It lives on the Steem blockchain, and everyone's able to vote and interact with it the same way they do on steemit.com. Utopian.io, another huge project. So you're a developer and you do open source coding, programming. You can now get paid to do that through the open source economy, and that all runs on the blockchain. And these aren't projects that are coming or on the roadmap somewhere that you're hoping a team will deliver. These are built by the community and are completely independent of the Steemit Inc. team. These are just people that are taking advantage of this blockchain and actually building things. And there is not another coin out there where you see this kind of actual use case already in existence. And most people, again, have no clue. Steep Shot's another one. You like Instagram? How about you actually get paid for posting your pictures and stuff? Use Steep Shot. All of a sudden, you're making money for doing that. You like Twitter? There's Zapple. Guess what? You can do short form microblogging and get paid for it. Again, this is all stuff that's coming online. And to top it all off, coming this year, we've got SMTs, where basically we're going to take the Steem token and use it as a model for any site that wants to monetize their content and community. So basically what you're seeing happen with Steem, it's going to be branched out to accommodate any business model you can imagine where there's content and community based around it. So essentially imagine Ethereum with its ICOs, except simplified for media, content producers, and communities. So all of a sudden, all these tokens, which depend on Steem and run on the Steem blockchain, are going to be coming online, and that's coming this year, early this year. So again, the value of this token is just seriously undervalued at this point, and most people just do not realize all of the community that has come up around it and the utility of the token, how it's onboarded thousands of new people into the crypto world, how it requires zero knowledge of the space that you can get in with actually no money being put in at all. The team of Steemit Inc., which is actually working on the blockchain itself, has over 30 staff. So they've actually got a legit team behind them that are working hard to deliver and scale the blockchain as it grows forward. Transaction fees are zero. Transfer and times are less than 3 seconds. In every single way, it trumps almost every currency out there right now. And the fact that it's sitting at $5 shows you that most people are absolutely oblivious to that fact. So there's a ton to like about Steem, and right now, again, it's sitting at a market cap of only $1.5 billion, when it is outperforming every single one of these coins above it in terms of what it's delivering, how much community engagement it has, how many transactions a day are happening on it. Everything about it is just crushing these other coins, and yet here it sits, because of ignorance, down at rank number 32. So I would highly recommend you get into Steem. If you don't have any money, just go sign up. The one barrier that Steem has right now is still in beta, and that just means that they're about to open the floodgates, basically, and what they're waiting on is the ability for instant account creation. So they're reworking the blockchain right now to figure out how to make sure everyone can get instant signups. Right now it takes a day or two for the team to approve you and get you your account, but you can still get it for free. Get signed up and start basically working on an actual blockchain, using an actual blockchain. How many people today actually use a blockchain? That's the other factor. We have so many people that just flooded into the market who don't even use the technology, and they'll buy Bitcoin and it sits on the exchange, or they at the most move it onto a wallet on their computer, and then what? They do what with it? Nothing. It just sits there. They're not using a blockchain at all. Steem is entirely different. You can go on there, use it every single day, as thousands of people already are, and you're seeing the power of what a blockchain can actually do and deliver. So I highly recommend you get some Steem, either by investing it in an exchange like the normal way, or just signing up on the Steem website and actually getting yourself an account, and starting to participate in this technology, in this new community, because when it explodes, it is going to explode upward, and there's a lot of ways and reasons why it's going to do that, and a lot of them I pointed out for you now. But if you have questions, let me know. I'm always happy to give you my thoughts about it, and I really hope that you'll check it out and basically get to explore what a blockchain looks like when it's actually being used by lots of people, has a huge community around it, and has a lot of potential apps being built on top of it that provide use cases that solve real world problems. So till next time, take care, and we'll chat with you later.